Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 9 says, "Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Mount Horeb." That's when the law was delivered, at Mount Horeb. "Then the Lord said unto me, Gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children." So, the point from this verse, these verses, is that teach thy sons and thy sons' sons. This is the responsibility of each parent. They have a responsibility to teach their children. In Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7, it says again, "Thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children," that is, the law, "and shalt talk of them when thou sittest down in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up." So when are you supposed to talk about the law? You're supposed to talk about it all the time. When you sit down, when you get up, when you're walking by the way, when you lie down, when you get up. "And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand." They were supposed to be written on your clothes. "And they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes." They were supposed to be worn as an ornament. "And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates." So if you have a house, God's law should be on the door. It should be written there. On my house, I have written, "Fear God and keep His commandments." And this is recommended for every person, that they should write the law in a prominent place, so that people can be reminded of it. Wherever they look, there's God's law in front of them. People can't say, "Well, I didn't know that," because there it is. And they wear it. They talk about it. They have it written on their houses. Now, we have children, and they must be taught. That's what we've been talking about. And sometimes churches have children's classes. It's okay if you don't. Children do not learn much from their peers. From the people that are the same age as they are, they don't learn much. But they do learn from adults. And if you bring them to a worship service such as this, they will learn. They will understand everything that's going on, but they will learn. In your home, your children are not put into separate classes by their age group. They're all together. Older kids, younger kids, uncles, aunts, mother, father, they're all there together. They interact daily with mature adults and older children. And that's how they learn. They learn from children who are older than they are, who teach them, and they learn how the older children operate. They learn about things just from the older children. Children can learn about that in an assembly such as this. But it's shameful to send our kids off into a class somewhere and doesn't teach them a thing about God's Word when they were brought to church. That should not be. We should not let that happen. If we're going to have classes, they should have teachers who will teach God's Word and at least teach the children something about Jesus. Another thing, and why don't people bring their children to church? They say, "Oh, I'm just going to let them make up their own mind." you're letting children make up their own mind about going to school, would many of them go? You make them go to school, you make them do their homework. Why not make them come to church? You're the adult. You know what's best for them. You make them come to church and learn. I remember when I was about 10 years old, my mother had stopped going to church for a while. And that she was convicted in an assembly that she was doing wrong. She went forward and repented. We were there every service for the rest of my life, as far as I remember. Unless somebody was just deathly ill. We were there. And that's what you need to do about the Christian life. You need to make up your mind that you're going to serve God. Not come to the situation and say, should I do this or not? You've already made up your mind. If it comes to that, I'm already done. I've already decided we're going to do it. Whatever happens, we'll pay the consequences. We're going to do it.